Hey, 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 what's up, y'all? It's your boy Damn Day up in the building. I got a very special guest, entrepreneur, CEO, businessman. Give it up for Shane the Man. How you doing, brother?
What's good, my guy? What's good, bro?
I'm good, man. Alright, so let's cut the music. So, in all seriousness, we got a serious topic today, man. We got another case. Yeah, we got another case of police brutality. Jayland Walker 60 bullets in that, brother. Man, Shannon, how you feel about that, man?
Man, I feel as any humane person would feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's a sad thing to see. To constantly, I'm not even gonna bring up race as a factor in the moment right now, but just to see a person fleeing a scene to be shot that many times is ratherly absurd. It's beyond measure. Like there's no justification behind shooting a person that many times. You know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous. But the fact that he was black, I feel makes it even more absurd and ridiculous, because it's like, how do you put yourself in a conscious mind to say that this was necessary? You know what I mean? Like, if they was raiding a house and there was return of gunfire and something like that, then hey, that type of situation would be a bit more understandable. But this is a man fleeing a scene, meaning his back was turned, meaning he's running away from, and you open fire with that many rounds. That should be some sort of clear indication that a lot of these law enforcement officers are trigger happy. Like, it's crazy that, a lot of citizens around the world have to obey gun laws, and you can only have a certain amount of rounds and all these other kind of things. But as law enforcement, it doesn't matter. And I get that, but I feel like that should be very situational. You know what I mean? Personally, I don't know every single detail about the case, but that detail in itself, to know that a man fleeing a scene and it wasn't even identified that he had a weapon upon fleeing the scene, from what I know, that's absurd, man. That hurts, bro. That
Yeah,
hurts.
man. I feel like it's ridiculous. Like, come on now. Like, I be seeing these cases. I've been covering this on my podcast for the longest. So I keep saying, like, yo, this needs to stop. This needs to end. And you have people just not doing nothing. And we get out there and we protest, but then nothing changes. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, this has been going on ever since like my high school years and even beyond that. Well, case of police
Mm-hmm.
brutality, I'm just like, come on now. Like, gosh.
It's funny you brought up like that stuff like this been going on since high school. I mean, granted, we were the same class of high school, same class of college. Just two different cities, two different states. But for me, I had locks throughout our time at Smith. Our time at college, and before I got my locks, I was telling my parents, I want a lock so bad, but they was like, my dad was like, nah, like you're not getting locks, man. I'm like, why? He was like, it prevents you from getting jobs. Possibly look at how the police look at black people, and then you got hair. Like, nah, like he wanted to protect me. But my senior year, I'm about to get ready to graduate. I'm 18. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get locks. I had them for about 8 years, and sure enough, like around that time too, a lot of police brutality was increasing like crazy, especially against black people. And throughout the time, man, I've definitely had opportunities taken away from me because of my hair, like me having locks, and then especially with them being long. But it was crazy because I always kept my hair maintained and stuff like that. I had the credentials and the experience necessary for certain jobs, and it was just like them opportunities were shut down because they felt like I wouldn't cohere to the environment as far as following rules and regulations and policies. And I'm like, I have credibility here from past jobs that shows that I can follow policy. I can follow rules and regulations as a manager, as a shift lead, as a supervisor. So why would you not accept me for this job? You know what I mean? And then this same person who to me who is less qualified gets the position. This has happened to me numerous times. It's crazy out here, man. Like that. Man, it's a lot, especially dealing with law enforcement against minorities. It is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, man. So speaking of this, like, how do we solve the issue and end the issue of police brutality?
Well, we have to understand that, like, the U.S. is solely based off capitalism, meaning like everything is driven off of money. Everything is money based. Everything, literally everything, from insurance to, of course, banks to prison systems to all this gentrification they got going on to the living conditions. Like they think about it, like. These people are so money hungry, and you gotta look at the way the economy going right now. Everything is rising in value and price, but yet people aren't getting paid more money. So it's like we have to understand that when you attack these people's money, when you take their money from them, they have no choice but to adhere to what the people want. We are the ones that really control the government, but because people are so ignorant and don't understand that, we continue to remain in this blind spot, and we are then controlled by the government. But the people have the power. But the way that you really stop a lot of this police brutality and just wrongful doings in general, like, one thing, black people need to get life insurance. A lot of people don't know about life insurance, and then especially minorities, and more specifically blacks that I know of, they don't understand life insurance. When was the last time you heard of a black person say they got life insurance? That's not old. That's like young, 20s, maybe even 30s, possibly even 40s. A lot of people don't get life insurance until they're older. But one thing that I learned from research is that you should utilize life insurance as early as possible. Life insurance is to be used while you have life. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's something that has been taught, which is a way that the rich people stay rich. They use the loophole of life insurance to make money, to remain wealthy. Yeah, think about it. When something happened to these people and there's life insurance fraud or whatever the case may be, these companies go through thick and thin to make sure they do everything in their power to protect their money. So if you know that these companies, these life insurance companies, would do anything to protect their money and their clients, or whatever the case may be, what group of people do they have the least amount of clients of? Black people. Why do you think you never really see, as far as I'm concerned, wealthy white people and stuff like that just done wrong, especially when they're in certain situations to where, it could be life-threatening or anything like that. They're never done wrong. Never. From what I know and from what I see. So when you keep that in mind, you say, hey, this group of black people should get life insurance. A lot of that police brutality and all the other shit, it will decline drastically. Drastically. I strongly believe that, because nobody wants to lose money, especially in a capitalist country. A country where capitalism is the heart and soul and the movement behind everything. You're gonna take their everything from them. They're gonna make something happen. So, minorities should definitely get life insurance. Learn the loopholes and how to generate wealth through that. You just gotta attack the money of these people, like their unions, police, pensions. Attack the city's money. Where you're from, attack their money. But one thing a lot of people do is they go and raid stores. Like what was the raids that they was doing? I can't even think of it off the top of my head right now. But when that last situation happened, people was like raiding like the little grocery stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, but now you're destroying your necessities to living. Not a lot of y'all know how to, go out and get these things, like, let's say, like food and stuff like that. Like, our basic means of living and having skills to grow food and go get water and stuff like that. Y'all don't know how to do that on your own. Why are you attacking the grocery stores?
Yeah.
Go for the stuff that's really money driven. You know what I'm saying? Like these banks. And again, these police pensions and stuff like that go to where the real money is. Don't attack the things that you need for your everyday living. Like, no, that's the thing. Attack the money, bro. Attack the money.
Yeah.
Just people don't know where the money really is and or how to attack it. But when people, study enough of wealthy people and how they remain wealthy, that would be the key to lowering down police brutality and just unlawful situations dealing with minorities as a whole. Like, attack the money.
Yeah. And speaking of police brutality and attacking the money and everything, like, as black people, we have a long history of going up against the police and stuff. So there's an organization that was back during the 60s called the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Do you think an organization like that is necessary, needed to come back within the realm of today?
Your average person, especially like your person acting off of emotions, will definitely say yes. We need a Black Panther Party for revolution to fight back. But that's just using brute force against brute force. That can be an all-out war from minorities dealing with, these white supremacists in their system. That would be a bloodbath. I do believe that minorities should properly arm and protect themselves in case of emergencies. I do think that people should not retaliate but respond in these situations to where they're able to come out alive rather than dead. But that also means that the government has to hold their officers accountable for their actions, which isn't always done. But again, that goes into, like I said earlier, attacking these police pensions and attacking their money.
Yep.
When you do that, then that's when, again, they'll be held more accountable. But it shouldn't take for a person to want to revolutionize or cause revolution against something and retaliate that far. But I don't think it would be necessary, because that can be an all-out war, man. I do think that I would say this much. Like I said, I do think that people should become aware of their surroundings a lot more, especially dealing with the government, and that again, we should arm ourselves and protect ourselves a lot better, study the law. But I don't think that we should just fight back so brutally, because that could be an ugly situation.
Yeah. I'd say I agree with you in terms of going after these police pensions and everything, attacking their money and everything. Also, when it comes to police brutality, you gotta know these cases are state and local level. So you gotta know who's in power, who's in charge. And once you know who's in charge and everything, they'll be able to see if they'll be able to either stop this continuation of police brutality, because you know who the DA is, you know who the mayor is, who the governor is, and what have you. And you'll be able to discuss with them and talk to them. Now, if they don't do what they said they're going to do, then you have the right as a voter to remove them from office, basically politically. Next time they show up, or midterm elections, get them out there. So,
and people don't do that because people don't heavily get into. Not everybody's into politics, or not everybody understands everything. The average person sees what's put on the news or what's advertised.
Yeah.
They see all this good and they're like, oh, vote for such and such for whatever it is that they're running for. And this, oh, this look good, this sound good, or oh, look, they want to help people get more food, or help people get this and get that. But that don't really be the case. That's just what it looks like on the surface. It's like how everybody voted for Biden. And you see what's going on, what's happened with a lot of things. You know what I mean? So it's like, people have to dive more into politics in order to really understand, again, what needs to be done. A lot of it just comes from being ignorant to the situations. You know what I mean? People just kind of go about their everyday life and don't really pay attention to a lot of what's going around in the world. And I can admit, like, I'm guilty to that to a huge extent, but me personally, I am slowly but surely getting a little bit more involved with understanding what's going on within the government and things like that, to be able to assist in some way, shape, or form with making these changes. But a lot of it comes down to just being knowledgeable of what's going on, knowledgeable of their system and how to beat them at their own game. Remember, this checkers, not chess.
Well said.
Everybody out here playing checkers. The government playing chess. They making moves far ahead of what we even recognize. We gotta be the, we just gotta take time to really nip it in the bud.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. We definitely have to assess the situation and know what's going on and everything, and basically know what the DAs and everything else, and like be 10 steps ahead of the government or 5 steps ahead of the government, because government's always plotting and everything, and we have to just be aware of what's going on and everything. So I would encourage black people to get involved in the politics and everything. That way we can solve these situations of police brutality and what have you, and also just become more aware of, like you said, of life insurance and what have you and stuff like that. Now, in terms of like the solution of Black America, do you think that Black America needs more leadership?
Most definitely, but that's not to discredit the leaders that we do have within our communities, because there are a lot of people within their own communities, whether it's small or medium, whatever size it is. There are a lot of people within their cities that are slowly but surely making some sort of changes. Whether it's like a black male figure, for example, like here in Orlando, there's many black male leaders that were involved in my high school that groomed young men to carry themselves as businessmen and filling them in with financial literacy and just grooming them on manhood as a whole. I personally haven't seen a lot of that with the young ladies though, but there are a lot of like leaders within the communities, but I feel like we need political leaders. That, yes, I definitely believe we lack that, and we really need to get something going with that. Really, really need to. And it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. It's easier said than done because, again, people are so judgmental, either of your past or what's going on, or everybody be coming up with their own conspiracy theories and things like that behind people and their motives. But a lot of times, these people that have their right mindsets and genuinely want to help the public and the people, they get overlooked, I think. But yeah, we definitely need some true, authentic leadership within our cities and states as far as political status go.
I agree with you on that. So my final question is, in regards to the Jayland Walker situation and what's going on over there. I know they were protesting and everything else. What would you tell the people over there to do about the situation of police brutality?
I will say this much. What has protesting done for our people? That's the question I will ask them. That's really it. What has protesting done for our people? And I would really like a real response that has some substance. Oh, we got a big sign that we went in and use a lot of markers on that says that this is wrong, that's wrong. They shouldn't have done this. Rest in peace to whatever the individual is that was, murdered and whatever case may be. And that's literally it. You should be ashamed of yourself, is what we're telling these people. That's bad. This is wrong. It's really done nothing over these years. We do it every time, and nothing changes. Every time. So again, my thing to them is become politically literate, become politically knowledgeable. So again, we can attack these people's money. That's what they care about. Your life is nothing to these people. Nothing. Literally nothing. Your life means nothing. You're just another little cash cow. That's it. You are money. That's why a lot of times you see people post these things about like gas prices went up. There's like, hey, on this day, don't buy XYZ amount of gas. People are like, I'm gonna do it anyway, or I'm gonna do this, or don't buy groceries on this day. Don't celebrate this holiday. It's crazy that people still go out and do it. You control it. Without your money, the government is nothing. I mean, although they have accumulated a lot of money, but you got to think about it. The people collectively generate a lot of money, billions of dollars, collectively as people. We have a huge say-so in what goes on, but it's not going to change just by telling them to change it. Show them with your money. That's the eye-opener. And you see it in movies all the time. When people go, when these rich people go to losing their money, they start panicking. They start freaking out. Oh, the people are changing. Or give them what they want. Oh, all of our funds are down. All of our support, our sponsors, or whatever is going away. We must do something now. That's when they start to panic. But right now, it was just some black kid killed, or some black mom killed, or whatever, or just another person dead. I mean, hey, it's life. They just gonna overlook that. They just gonna, throw you a bone and oh, okay, we might do something with this officer, and at the most, what they're gonna do, fire them, and then he gets rehired at another location. Nothing happens.
Yeah,
it's the same cycle over and over and over and over again. That's it. But that's my thing. Just politically become knowledgeable and learn to attack the money. Look at it this way. What's a very well popular and celebrated holiday? Christmas, right? Yeah. Christmas is said to be Jesus' birthday. And this is something that my friend actually told me, and it made a lot of sense when he said it like this. Christmas is supposed to be Jesus' birthday. Imagine you have a birthday party, right?
Yeah.
But everybody that showed up to your birthday party are the ones that's getting gifts, not you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So why are we spending hundreds of thousands, millions, billions of dollars collectively on this fucking holiday? Further supporting the government, just throwing money at them.
Yeah.
Hey, let's celebrate Christmas and get gifts and buy all these gadgets and gadgets that's going to make us temporarily happy. It makes no sense. Literally, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
4th of July, Independence Day.
It wasn't for black people.
Another holiday. Makes no sense. How you celebrate Juneteenth and then go and celebrate the 4th of July?
Yeah, that don't make no sense to me. Like, Juneteenth is the celebration of our people and getting free, and then you go celebrate 4th of July. Man, during 4th of July, we were still slaves.
That shows and that further proves my point of people not being knowledgeable of situations that's going on. This just the contradictory actions that exist within our people and just people in general is just, it's remarkable, man. It's remarkably flabbergasting, honestly, because you just like, wow, like people really got to open their eyes. But again, people are so, excuse the water, I have to rinse my hand real quick, but people are so into, you only live once, YOLO. Well, it's not directly affecting me, so I'm not really worried about it. But then when it gets to that individual, then it's like, oh man, what do I do? So I'm going to join the other people. I'm going to join them. I understand them now. Yeah, let's protest. But again, we see what protesting really does, which is nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's the moral of everything that I strongly believe right now. In this country where money moves and rules everything, learn money. That's what people need to do. Learn money. Study the rich. Study the wealthy. Attack their money. And things will change.
Yeah, I would tell people this. Become politically active, politically woke, whatever you want to call it. Study the rich, study the wealthy, study the people in power, study these DAs, know who these DAs are. And that's how we get political change. That's how we get change moving. This is Dab and Daniel, and this is Shane the Man. And we signing off. Man. Make sure to tune in to next episodes. Listen to this outro music. Hey, 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 hey.